Hello, this is Mira, your favorite Mary Kay sales director. And today I'm sharing a little bit with you about being intentional in setting your goals for the next year and the power of a vision board. So, I've been in Mary Kay almost 20 years, and I grew up with hearing about how you should trash your house with goal posters, how you should always have a goal poster, maybe even how it should be new fairly frequently to keep it fresh. And for a long time, that worked for me until all of a sudden it didn't really. And I realize now, in looking back, that the reason why that didn't work for me to a point is because my dreams had all been fulfilled. All of the things that I had set out to do, that I had on my goal poster, that I thought were important to me, particularly when I started my Mary Kay business in my very early 20s, were fulfilled by the time I got to the age of about 35. And as great as that sounds, what it really means is that my vision was really limited because I thought that the things I wanted to have, that I was able to achieve by 35, were going to be tied to a specific position or a car level or a unit size or a paycheck within my Mary Kay business. And only some of them were. So, one of the things that I came to realize when I was at the point where I realized that the goal posters that I had up were things that I thought I should want to go along with the life that I was having, I took them down and I started working with Deb Erickson and the Ican Institute in 2015. And I learned a little bit more about creating not goals that were clearly and mostly career path oriented, but really how to create a vision for what I wanted my life to be like. Because even though we'd accomplished things, I'd gotten the things that I'd been out to get in my life, there's always more things that you can do, have, give, or buy. And I learned the difference between creating a goal poster and creating a vision board. So at the end of I think mid to late 2019, I created this vision board for my life. And I created it based on things that I wanted to accomplish, the way I wanted my life to look. And it is it was really inspiring. I put on here because the plan was for my husband to finish his education in 2020 or 2021. And then we wanted to take a bunch of trips. So I put on my vision board all kinds of things, like the dream trip that Charlotte wants to take to St. Petersburg, Russia. We want to go to Asia. We want to spend time in Europe, just all of these things, money to be able to $50,000 for each of my kids, no unsecured debt fell off right here, fell off. A certain credit score, we wanted to be able to buy or lease a Tesla. And then I put on this little piece right here, a home in Hawaii. We've been wanting to do that for a while. So what's interesting is that as we were going into 2020, because we have good friends who are moving to Europe, I knew that I could more easily swing a month in Europe because we'd have a place to crash in between excursions. We could go to Rome, we could go to Great Britain, we could spend time in France with our friends, we could do Asia in the fall, we could spend some summertime in St. Petersburg, Russia. We could do all of those things between 2019 and 2021. Well, then the world happened. And those things just weren't possible. All of the trips weren't possible. So I thought to myself, okay, that means that we're going to get serious about saving, no unsecured debt, and maybe buying or leasing a Tesla because our car was getting older. And I've been taking cash for my Mary Kay car since about 2015. And I worked really hard. I dived into learning how to do my business online. I've been very successful being able to network and to market. And even what I'm doing right now, streaming live, having people watch me live and having it be recorded and being able to share this later has been a huge thing for me. But it didn't inspire me. I got to the end of 2020 and just was like, ho hum, hmm, that's exciting. And also, I started to kind of rev myself up into 2021 and I thought, okay, we're going to go for it. And then tragedy struck our family. We lost someone unexpectedly um, to a heart attack, my brother in law, Jason, who I didn't know well in this life. And so it wasn't like we were close, but he represented the very first person in our circle of siblings and spouses to die. And I knew my sister-in-law and my grown niece and nephew were going to need our love and support. So I made a very conscious choice to step back from building on my business and do just what I needed to do in order to keep things moving, to keep the momentum and purposely reshift my energy in order to be able to do that. I still didn't think the Tesla and the Hawaiian house, I wasn't sure how we were going to do that. We were going to do that. I've been working on my credit score all of this time. And I got a bunch of money saved. We were able to sell some investment property. We were able to get our return on some things. And so we started, funded the accounts to the levels, to beginning to be the levels that I wanted to be, working on paying off unsecured debt, looking at options. We wanted a Tesla Cybertruck and, you know, put our family first. But we did decide to go and spend 5 weeks in Hawaii this summer. We were able to accomplish that and to see whether we would like to have a place there, whether we would like to have Richard possibly pursue graduate education there. And by the end of it, we had found a spot for our Hawaii home, at least our first Hawaii home in the condo building where we lived. So, when I put together this goal poster 2 years ago, this piece right here seemed like the most decadent piece. And as I realized that technology, that it wasn't going to, that things aren't ever going back to normal, that technology that I have learned to use, even though I don't love it, is going to be part of my business forever now. I decided that it was probably a good idea to go after one of what I considered the most decadent parts of our poster. Because for trips, yeah, it costs money to go on all these trips, but I've got an American Express card. I can make that happen. That part is easy. You just have to be able to make the payment. The part in the middle, the savings, that part happens when you can't go on trips, when you don't have to pay your credit card. In fact, it was amazing to me how much money I saved by not doing some of the things I just normally do. It was the gospel of savings has never been so clear to me as it is. So in September, we were able to order not the Tesla Cybertruck because it's still not available, but we're going to lease our very first Tesla. I was able to improve my credit score with the help of my mortgage person on the Hawaii property. And we were able to find a property to buy that's in a price range that we can afford. So as I look at my vision board for my life, it seems so amazing and strange that the part that I thought was most impossible has come to pass. And one of the things I want to say to you, I want to remind you of a saying from the book of Proverbs from the Bible. It says that without vision, people perish, but desire fulfilled is a tree of life. So I want to encourage you. If you are, no matter if you're doing great or if you've had a hard year, I encourage you to spend some time in the last week of this year to really make that vision board, to really think about what you want your life to be like. Maybe not a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3. I wouldn't go so far as 5. 5 seems too far off. But think about what you want your life to be like, not necessarily what position you wanna hold in Mary Kay or whatever network marketing position company you might be a part of or whatever career path ladder you're climbing. But think about what you want to do, have, be, or give. And cut out those pictures, post it somewhere. My poster board has been living right there on the wall for 2 years, for most of the 2 years. And periodically, I would go and look at it, and I would think about all the things, and when I would do my affirmations, I would specifically put energy towards different parts of the board. So I'm going to do a separate video for my consultants and for network marketers on especially how you want to be able to do that. But I just wanted to encourage you right now, no matter how the last 2 years, how the last year, how the last 6 months has gone for you, create a vision for yourself of what you want and get really clear on why you want it, why it's important to you, and don't worry about whether other people are going to get it. You know, go to your balcony people, go to the people who believe in you, go to your ride or dies, you know, and have them hold you accountable on those things. And you never know. I'll be interested to see. I'm about to make a new vision board for myself for 2022 to 2024. And I'm really excited to see what's going to come to pass for my vision board and for your vision for the future. Thanks so much, you guys. Thanks for watching this. And make it a great 2022.